Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stan, just about done with COVID, I hope. Hey, that's the question. We'll do one Super Bowl post-mortem program. That might be helpful, might be useful. And that was my question. Did anyone win the Super Bowl? A great performance? Perhaps good fortune? Maybe just great luck. Who won? And what does that all mean about life for all of us from time to time? Because all of us are playing in games and playing roles, and for most of us, the stakes are much higher than someone's Super Bowl game. I'm Stan Hughes. Just some interesting thoughts for this Monday evening meeting the marketplace that perhaps will help give us a view of life that we could do a little better now on. That's the program attempt, and it's an experiment because I'm not sure quite where it will end up, just about like life. Let's see. The program begins right now. Actually, I'm not really much of a football fan anymore. And that's strange because I really loved the game, tried to play the game, was not very good at the game, but was always fascinated by it and wanted to be good at it and followed it for some time. But recently, it has a less and less appeal to me. I think it's because it has truly become, in a sense, over-professionalized. Even in terms of the college, certainly not the high school games, but it's a big professional business where multi-millionaires are cracking heads and cracking skulls and banging each other up, and it may have some great stuff and good consequences. So when the game began, my wife, who is a very good fan of the game, and loves to do it, she had it on, and so I dropped in and paid attention, watched it. But very soon I said, "Hey, this is a bad game. This isn't going well. These people aren't playing like pros." And of course, it first half was really bad. Both sides, none of them gave in any ways what could be called a great performance. And of course, everyone who watched the game would probably admit that. And I imagine most of the players and coaches who would be there would admit it. So then that was my bedtime. And so that's what I did. My dear wife, she stayed to the end. I found the answer to the question, and I was surprised. I was surprised because I didn't know that it actually got going, and yes, okay, the winner of the game was, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs. They are the winner, and they got the trophy, and off they go, and they will celebrate, and certainly this could be the beginning of something like, of all things, the Boston Patriots, a little bit of a dynasty, it might seem. And certainly with the talent they have, it perhaps could be something very similar to the New England Patriots. We will see, of course. But then that came to the question. By the way, isn't it funny that Kansas City is not located in Kansas? Did most of you know that? Kansas City is actually in Missouri. How that happened, I don't know, but I'm sure it's a reasonable story. But, okay, the Kansas City Chiefs, and they were actually one of the first teams to begin in the American Football League. They're one of the original teams that were set up in competition to the NFL before they came in and obviously merged the teams and then just divided up into a variety of divisions. And now the difference between the NFL and the AFL, and the NFL at first had quite an advantage. that's long, long, long gone. And obviously, I think that probably the AFL teams have probably maybe a better record, though I don't know for sure. And I probably won't spend any time trying to find out. But I think it can be said that it wasn't a great performance. Now, toward the end, the two quarterbacks who are kind of the the poster boys for each team, and it turns out these are obviously exceptionally talented and fine young men. Certainly in their skills and in their performance and their ability, they seem to put it all together, and they did well. They are also men of faith and integrity, giving God glory for the good things that have come to them, and have shown a certain modesty and humility and a gratefulness about the fact that obviously here we have two young men in their 20s, and they've already reached the peak of their career. And of course, someone will then begin to say, and probably they will begin to say, what's next? What do I do now? Now, with any kind of financial counsel and advice, they won't have to worry about making a living in their post-NFL career. But there is a point where wise young men and women who have such strong and powerful and immediately and maybe well-earned success, which these two young men have, wonder, they certainly started well. Will they finish well? So the game was tied, a missed extra kick, all of that happened. It went into overtime, so who could say which is the better team? With a few turns, it could have just as easily flipped. And of course, San Francisco could have been on the winning side. But that didn't happen because we keep score, and one is a winner and the other is a loser, even though in terms of who they are and how they performed, hardly that's a term that you would use for them. But here's where I wanted just to take a few Monday moments. One of the things that, and I plead guilty of, is that expression, luck favors the prepared mind. Those people who work hard, as I say, one of the 3% who have put it all together because they've worked hard. They have done the work. They say, no, luck has nothing to do with it. Kind of a paraphrase of the Tina Turner song, "What's love got to do with it?" Well, most of these people would say, "What's luck got to do with it?" I worked hard. I prepared well. The other celebrity of the day, Taylor Swift, again, a very young woman who is incredibly successful. But, however, as she will tell you, and it seems to be true that she's a very nice person, and she will say, with great truth, I worked really hard at this. And she did. She worked hard. Now, my point, simply for my own consideration, is that I know a lot of people who've worked really, really, really hard and played by all the rules and taken all the steps. But it didn't go that well for him. So I asked the question is, great performance? Certainly a part of everything. Maybe, could it be that it was kind of an amazing grace that you took advantage of? And of course you should. Could it be that maybe for some reason good fortune came your way? Probably because perhaps you made some of the right moves. Or could it be you were just there at the right place at the right time? As one of my friends said about his success, he said, Stan, I have to be very honest. I was just lucky. I was lucky. Now, I was smart enough to take advantage of my good luck, but I was lucky. Much of what I have came to me because grace, good fortune, luck. I can hardly credit my incredible good fortune and to my performance, and I loved the honesty and humility of that. But what it's caused all of us to do is when we look out and see the winners of life and those who didn't win or do as well, I think it's really important for us to all have a sense of humility. Every day I have been finding that something happens, and if something different had happened, I'd have had a mess of a time. The other day, the keys to my car fell out of my pocket, and I didn't know it. As I was coming out of the store and reached in my pocket for my keys, they weren't there. I had lost the keys to my car. And I got to the car. They were right there, laying on the ground right next to my car. No one had taken them. No one had stolen them. No one had stolen my car. Grace, good fortune, good luck. And more I'm finding that if I'm honest with myself, even though I do all the work and work as hard as I can, I still make a number of mistakes that if they had gone the other way, I would be in deep trouble, deeper trouble than I am. So perhaps as we look at the story of the Super Bowl, we can be reminded of, play the game the best you can. You're still going to make some stupid mistakes. Be humble enough to give gratitude to those who may have made it possible for you, including the good graces of God. And then simply say, I've been graced. Good fortune came to me. Or maybe you just say, I'm a lucky, lucky man. I'm a lucky, lucky woman. And so I wish best and blessings on all that I can, and seek to do all that I can to help others have some amazing grace, some good fortune, and maybe some good luck. We're in the business of helping each other do just that. That's my thoughts on the Super Bowl, and perhaps something to encourage me and to encourage you to work as hard as we can and be as good as we can, but also to remember, sometimes it was just grace and good luck. I'm Stan Houston. Interesting ideas. Thank you for your time. I am putting together a number of programs that will help your performance. Don't count on good luck. No. Count on doing the good work. Do good work. And in many ways, we're putting together some opportunities. I've got 30 plus years as a business performance coach, and I have a lot of stories, strategies, and skills that I can help you with. And there are a variety of things we can help you reach your audience, be good at marketing and selling to that audience, and perhaps finding a way that you could even gain a recognition and build a reputation that will sustain you. And then after a while, you will discover that all of that led to good things, and you can smile and say, well, part of it was me, part of it was certainly the who helped me, and also I'm grateful for good luck. Best and blessings and some good luck may it come to you. StanHouston@gmail.com. StanHouston@gmail.com. I hope to hear from you and will tell you more of the stories, particularly about can each and every one of us seek at this time in 24 that we're going to try and live a transformed life. We don't want to just have good luck or good fortune. We perhaps want to have some changes happen that are profound, some opportunities that are unique, some skills and strategies that we've never had or thought of before, that we can be transformed people having transformed results that are good and great and for which we're grateful. Could we learn a little bit more about how to do that in 24? More in the rest of 24. Bye for now.